And we are live with good shots from man Dale Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? Oh man. Yeah, man. We're gonna have a serious conversation today, bro. Man, these streets ain't safe, man. And you know, there are a lot of bad guys out there, man. All shapes, colors, and sizes, bro. We gotta be careful, people. Y'all, we just live in an era where you gotta wake up. Um, what happened in Ohio, so tragic, man. So tragic. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're about to find out. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. So welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling out there, bro? How y'all feeling? Happy Tuesday. Today I don't have to do comedy. They're redoing the floors at our venue, so no comedy today. Soon we'll have a Thursday night. We'll have a weekly Thursday night show at a different venue. So I'm gonna be working around that. Probably just do shows early on Tuesday and Thursday. Um, and we're just gonna keep it going from there. Shout out to Sister Torsha, Tori over there on her podcast. I'm not even quite sure what her podcast is called. I was just on there. She is really cool. Yeah, Torsha, Torshaa, man. That's her podcast, Torsha. On YouTube, she plays around in the manosphere world. She's down with Rollo Tomasi. She's been on his podcast. She's been on the podcast with Rollo and Michael Sertain. I think is Vegas Live or something. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot. But y'all know what it is. It's Michael Sertain's podcast. She's been on Fresh and Fit. She's been on Saucecast. I think she was doing some independent work with collabing with Valuetainment. So shout out to Sister Torsha doing her thing. We're trying to get her to come over here. Don DeMarco for her. We're working on setting up an interview, man, because I really want to know what got her into the manosphere space. The Mano Swamp. What is her fascination with Red Pill? So she's agreed. She said she's gonna do it. We just have to work it out. But yeah, I was just on her podcast. I was sitting on the panel. We had a really good conversation. It was brief, but it was still good. And I'm hoping to get some of her watchers to come check out old Uncle Saint, because I think I can help them. She has a lot of black pillars over there, and I think I can help these black pillars. You know what I mean? The red pillars, the guys with red pill rage, and whatever other color you want to use, pill, come on over here, and we can help you guys out, get you guys squared away. We got Brother Jack Black in the building. What's good, fam? Appreciate you. Jack Black is who talked me into reading the comments on the Matthew Cox interview we did. And I read all the comments at that point. This was a day ago. I read them. There was some really good comments, but then of course you're always going to have the haters. And that's why I don't read comments like that, especially on somebody else's platform. I just don't read them. I let everyone else read them and tell me about it if it's a good one. They could screenshot it, send it to me. I don't read them. And I'm definitely not going to read any more moving forward, bro. I'll read the comments on my platform only. I'm not reading the other stuff, because on my plan with the haters, I can read it, move on. I mean, it's my platform, so I'm obligated to at least read them. I'm not obligated to respond or anything like that, but I do my best to respond to to the ones that that deserve a response, so to speak. Sometimes people just want to make negative statements. It is what it is. Other times people have questions, or sometimes people say things that I don't understand what they're saying. So, it is, it makes sense in your mind, and then you type it out and you hit send or enter or whatever, and you realize it didn't make sense at all. But yeah, Brother Jack is the one that had me reading. I ain't doing that. And that video is doing real good. I mean, it's on its way to 100K. Last time I checked, it was 60. A buddy of mine sent me a text, as a matter of fact, 62,000 views on that. That was as of 3 p.m. today. that thing is going great. I've been, hitting up brother Matt back and forth. He's real happy with it. And guys, there's another part to that. That was actually the second half of the interview. We did a whole first half that they haven't released yet. And they're probably waiting for this video to do what it's going to do view wise before they release, part one. But yeah, so shout out to brother Matthew Cox and his team. Appreciate that, brother, hooking me up, man. But today we're going to talk about some serious stuff, man. We're going to talk about some serious stuff. So I don't know if you guys have been watching or paying attention, but in Ohio, I think it was yesterday, an Uber driver was shot and deleted by an 81-year-old man at that 81-year-old man's home. And there's definitely a story behind it. We're going to get into that today, guys. We're going to definitely get into it. Bro, this is the kind of stuff that, people have to wake up to, right? This gig economy, I guess it works, it's great, it's necessary because corporations aren't taking care of employees anymore. There's no such thing as loyalty to a company. It used to be you would work for a company, give them 30 years, they'll give you a watch, you retire, you had a pension. It was what it was, but that's not the case anymore. I mean, it's difficult just to find a full-time job with benefits, right? I mean, it's just so hard. So people got to do what they got to do. Side hustles, gig economy, Uber, Postmates, whatever, YouTube, people are out here trying to make that money, but you have to be smart. And there's people out there who don't understand how dark the world can be. They don't get it. And they're just kind of Mr. Magooing their way through life. And unfortunately, you can get yourself in a situation. I remember my last year in LA, I was driving Uber. I was going through the family court machine. I was getting pummeled. I was getting smited in a big way. I had to do what I had to do. And I was out there driving. And this was early on with Uber. And it was only picking people up. And then it began to get into delivery, and then it got into the Uber Eats thing. It started with just Uber, and then it was the shared Uber ride, whatever that's called, when Uber Pool or whatever the hell it was called. And then it went into deliveries, and it went into, and then it went to Uber Eats, which is Uber just trying to make their products better. You know what I mean? But as for from the standpoint of the contractor, as the person driving or whatever, in the beginning they gave you a choice. They would ask you, do you want to do deliveries? Do you want to do the Uber Pool thing, like the ride share thing? They asked you if you wanted to accept those or not, and they will only send them to you if you agree to do it. And I didn't like that. My thing was like, I'll be the taxi guy. I'll pick you up and drop you off. That's it. But even early on with Uber, people would say, hey, they will have you come to their house or place of business and would want to give you a bag. Like, here's a briefcase, or here's a duffel bag. Take it to that address. Someone to be there to pick it up. And with me, my ghetto senses started tingling immediately. Like, hell no, I ain't doing that, bro. I don't know what's in that case. I don't know what's in that bag. And I would tell them, hey, if you want to get into the car, and I'll drop you off at that place, it's all good. But I'm not transporting nothing. And well, I'll tip you. Here's $50. Here's $100. Even more reason for me not to do it. I don't know what's in that bag. I don't want to know. I don't know. It could be drugs. It could be counterfeit money. It could be stolen goods. It could be anything. It could be a hard drive that somebody wants that's worth millions. Who knows? Nah. I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with that. Right? You would get people who would call, order an Uber, you accept a trip, and then they will start sending you messages. Hey, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this store and you're going to pick up this item, and nope, cancel that ride. I'm not getting out my vehicle. I'm not doing none of that. Now, if you want me to pick you up and take you to this place and wait, I'll do that. And this was before. Now you can do that. You can program a wait. You can program multiple stops. Before you couldn't do that. So it was early on when I was messing with Uber. So I would be nice and wait for people, and you still would have folks trying to take advantage. I remember one guy lived in Beverly Hills. This is a dude who literally had a pocket full of money. had me taking to a gold store or something like that, maybe a watch store or something. Had me take me to a business, and then he asked me to wait for him. So I waited for him, and he knew, and he had like a bunch of money, like literally, you probably had maybe $2,000-3,000 cash, plus he had some expensive items with him. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look out for the dude or whatever guy. So I wait for him. He gets back in the car. I drive him back to his house, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't tip you." This is before you could tip on the app. He was like, "Oh, I can't tip you. I don't have anything smaller than hundreds." After wasting 45 minutes of my time, and my initial thought was just to snatch the money, rob him. I ain't gonna lie to you. My initial thought was to rob the dude. I'm gonna keep it 100. That was my initial thought. I know where you live, right? I'm taking this, right? I could have did what I wanted to the guy. Took his ID and like, look, you go to the police, bro. My people come to see you. I could have easily done that. Easily make a report to Uber. My people gonna come see you. So for dude, that was the dumbest thing to do. But he's just thinking I'm just a regular old person. But I didn't do that because I had to go to work. I was still an air traffic controller, right? So it was like those street tactics. I couldn't use those street tactics like I used to. That guy got lucky because I had a career. If I didn't have a career, I certainly would have. I would have went into his house. I'm gonna keep it 100. I needed the money too. He just would. It was like, all right, that was fate telling me this is the guy. He deserves this because he just, you know what I'm saying. He just took he took advantage of me. I could have just got it. But that's the danger. That's the inherent danger of Uber, right? Think about it. People my age, we were raised to stay away from strangers, and now you call up your stranger on an app, and he comes pick you up, and you get into his car, and you might be drunk, you might be high, you might be whatever. You just don't know. Right, is the most dangerous thing you can possibly do in our world growing up, and this is something that we do. I mean, I can remember getting Uber rides early in the morning. I would go pick up a child, a mother, a working mom will put, it must have been like a 12-year-old little girl, put the 12-year-old girl in the car, and the mom would get into her car and go to work. Right, and I picked them up in Studio City, Valley Village. Picked them up in Valley Village. To all you LA folks, y'all know what I'm talking about. Mom got into the car and went towards Burbank, and I was taking the child to school going towards Van Nuys. And bro was I was nervous as I don't know what, man. Got this little girl in the back of the car, man. I'm taking her to school. Oh my God, I was nervous, bro. And this is the world we're living in now. Stay away from strangers, little Jimmy. Stay away from strangers, little Sally, unless we call them on Uber. And then it's fine to get into their car or get into their van. Right, then it's okay. It just doesn't make any sense. Does not compute. There was another time I got pick up some kids from a private school in the Hollywood Hills. Right, it was the Hollywood Hills, and they're a private school, rich kids. You could tell these kids are rich. 4 or 5 of them call up an Uber, jump in the car. Right, it was 4 of them. 3 got in the back, 1 got up front with me. All girls, all teenage girls. They probably ranged in age from 14 to 17. Their parents didn't know they were in this Uber, bro. They had me take them to someplace in downtown, like close to East LA. Right, just the middle of the day. And I'm just blown away by this technology. Like, this is what we're doing. These young girls who come from wealthy families, this is one of those exclusive, like they got armed security at the gate type schools, bro. This is like one of them kind of things. These little girls get in the back of the car, bro. I could have easily texted somebody like, yo, this is where they at. Wait for them to come out, snatch them up. You know what I mean? Ransom note. Like, what are we doing? So people got to start really thinking. Everyone needs to understand the criminal element a little bit. And this story we're about to read is why. Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, fam? Brother Pitney was in the chat, man, when I was on Torsha show, man. What's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Brother Pitney be a little bit everywhere. Brother Pitney, man, we're going to get Torsha over here, bro. I definitely want to interview her, man. I got so many questions for her. So many. I think it'll be a good interview. Brother Jack, also in the building, like, my girl does it in the morning. They pay more. Yeah, in the mornings and the evenings, like they do pay more for Uber drivers during peak times or whatever. Like I said, I did it in LA for like a little over a year, and then I, I got out of there, and I haven't done it since, and I won't do it. I won't work for Uber or something like that, the gig stuff, man. I just won't do it. especially Uber. It's just too dangerous, bro. I found myself in situations like, man, this ain't right. And I was in California. You can't legally carry a weapon in California. So here in Florida, yeah, not most, but a lot of the Uber drivers, they're armed, which gives you a little bit of security. And in some cases, it might be a false sense of security. It will probably get you in a situation that you wouldn't have been in had you not been armed. But I mean, at least you can arm yourself in certain states. But like California, no. Brother Penny's like, people in 1994 never get into a stranger's car. People in 2024 literally paying money to get into a stranger's car to drive them where they live. Facts, bro. Facts. Facts. And then they wonder, I don't know how these guys targeted me. They took you home, bro. The spotter picked you up. You was half drunk, took you home, right? Could see you typing in your code. A lot of times when you pull up on the gated community, they'll tell you what the code is so you can punch it in and the gates open right up. Oh, the code is 6643. 6643, got it. And that code works all the time. People aren't thinking, bro. People aren't thinking, man. So let's get into this. Let's get into this story. Ohio Uber driver shot and killed by an elderly man agitated by a scam call. Right? The Clark County Sheriff's Office arrests William Brock, 81, in connection with the shooting of Uber driver Lolitha Hall in Ohio last month. So this happened last month. He has pleaded not guilty to murder. Right. So an 81-year-old man, Ohio man, has been charged with the murder in the death of an Uber driver he thought was trying to rob him after a scam caller deceived both of them, authorities say. Right. The Clark County Sheriff's Office responded to a 911 call on March 25th from 81-year-old William Brock, who said he had shot someone attempting to rob him, according to reporting by the Columbus Dispatch, part of the USA Today network. Brock, who was arrested on April 10th, has since been charged with murder, shot and killed 61-year-old Lolitha Hall, an Uber driver instructed to retrieve a package from Brock's home in South Charleston, just outside of Dayton, through the Uber app. All right. So where are we at with it right now? You got a man who's 81 years old. He's being scammed by someone. There's some sort of scam. They're going to get into the scam in a little bit. Right. So the scammer who's trying to get money from this dude, right? Because that's the big thing with the scam, with a scammer over the phone. Somehow you got to get the funds to them. Most of the time when you're dealing with phishing or with old people, they'll have the old people go to a Walgreens or a CVS or a Best Buy and get gift cards, multiple gift cards, and then send those gift cards, like mail those gift cards off to somebody who would then in turn, correction. They would get the gift cards and then they will read the information to the person over the phone. So they'll give them the number of the card and all authorization stuff. And now that person has access to that card and that person can go and spend the money. So that's how they would do it. Right. So, and then all the stuff that they would buy, they would have sent to like a Trojan house, like a trap house. And they would have all that stuff arrive at the trap house. And then someone would come collect all those goods and do whatever, either sell the goods or ship the goods off to another point or whatever, right? That's normally what's going on with these scams, and they hit old people a lot. They hit the elderly a lot. But in this particular scam, they were trying to get cash, and they needed someone to ferry the cash from the mark to them or to one of their representatives somewhere, right? So they decided to use Uber. Right. So here you got this guy who's being scammed. And then you got this lady who's just driving for Uber who accepts a trip and just goes to pick up because Uber does pickups and deliveries. Remember, I said I wouldn't do that. I never would do that. Like, you want to get into the car, we go to A to B, that's fine, but I'm not doing pickup and deliveries. And I was real nervous when people put their children in my car. But anyway, the article continues. Investigators say that both Brock and Hall were targets of a scam caller, but it was not immediately clear if the calls were placed by the same person. This is a horrific tragedy, and our hearts continue to be with Lolitha's loved ones as they grieve. We have been in contact with law enforcement and remain committed to supporting their investigation, an Uber spokesman told USA Today on Monday. Like, yeah, Uber's just, it is what it is. USA Today has reached out to the Clark County Sheriff's Office for comment. Here's what to know. Right. So, and that's something different. See, George. Homeowner confused after the scam call shoots Uber driver. Right. So, all right. So, I guess they're doing like a timeline. They're just going to break it down. Brock received a scam call before Hall arrived at his home. Investigators told the WKEF TV the scammer made threats and demanded money from Brock. Mr. Brock received some scam call by a person purporting to be someone from our courts who informed him a family member was incarcerated and that he had a bond of a significant amount of money. Right. And the calls turned from I'm an officer in the court to we have this subject hostage. This is a ransom demand. So this 81-year-old man gets a call. He answers the phone. I don't answer numbers that I don't recognize. I'm just at that point now, and I ain't that old. I don't answer calls I don't recognize. This dude gets a call. It's the court. Hey, we got your nephew Junebug down here at the court, and his bond is $10,000. I'm just making up numbers, right? It's a big bond, right? So we knew his bond is $100,000. In order for him to get out, you got to pay us 10% cash. So we need $10,000. And the old man apparently was going back and forth. It was like, I ain't got no family named Junebug or whatever, right? And then or whatever he's saying, he's like, whatever. So the call turns from we're the court, we're trying to get a bond to we got your loved one and we're holding them hostage and we need this money. So it's a ransom demand, which again, that would blow my mind. Like if you're calling me for a ransom demand, why not just start with that? You know what I mean? So, but this old guy, I mean, he's older, he's probably living by himself. You know what I mean? He's watching nightly news. He doesn't even have internet access. Like he doesn't know what's going on in the rest of the world. He's in his bubble doing his thing. He gets this phone call, probably at the house number, probably not even cell phone. Just the phone rings. He picks it up. Hello. Yeah, it's the court. We got your people down here. And then that call turns from we need bond money to we got them. We're holding them hostage. We need this. It's a ransom call. So it's just a scammer trying to get money out of this old man. So the old man is just trying to deal with this. Meanwhile, the Uber driver, Hall, also got a scam call instructing her to pick up a package from Brock's home through the Uber app. She arrived at the home, stepping out of her car to ask Brock about the package. So this woman she takes a Uber thing. She accepts the request. Hey, go pick up this package over here at 1651 Maple Street or whatever. Okay, she drives over there, gets out the car, and she's looking for the package. Hey, how you doing, sir? I'm here to pick up the package. Right? So that's what's going on with that. She arrived at the home, stepping out of the car, and she asked about the package. Ms. Hall did not have any idea, Schultz told NBC News. Brock pulled out a gun, demanding she reveal the identity of the person who threatened him over the phone. Brock also took Hall's cell phone and wouldn't let her leave, the dispatch reported. So this old man who is dealing with this issue, right? So maybe he's thinking, she's in on a scam. Maybe he's thinking, I just want to talk to the person who threatened me. Maybe he's really thinking that his loved one is in danger. So what's he do? He arms himself. This is Ohio. He gets his gun, right? This woman, Uber lady who has no idea what's going on, pulls up, gets out of her car, looking for the package. And she sees the old guy with the gun pointed at her, screaming at her, and demanding that she give him information that she doesn't have. Right? When she tried to get away, he shot her once. Then 3 more exchanges between them. Oh, and there were more exchanges between them. So he hit her one time. Bow. Right? And I guess she began to fight. There was some sort of struggle. There were more exchanges between the two. Mr. Brock was at some point injured. He had suffered an injury to his head, and he shot Miss Hall a second time. Damn. There was more conversation, and then he shot her a third time. Only after he shot her the third time did he then make contact with authorities to report the incident. So this 81-year-old man confronting this woman. You need to tell me, give me this information, give me the names of these people, where these people at, why y'all doing this to me? She's trying to get away, like, he shoots her. Bow. Now, there's a lot of things that people don't realize about getting shot. I've never been shot, but I've been around people who've been shot, right? Been right there. It's not like in the movies, you get hit, you just fall down. It doesn't work like that all the time. Most of the time, you run. So you hit, you just take off running. And you don't even realize you hit until the adrenaline starts to slow down, or you realize parts of you can't move your leg, or you can't feel something. Then you collapse, normally from loss of blood. Right? So it's not like in the movie. So when you get hit, I've seen people fight and beat somebody up, and only to find out, 10, 15 minutes later that they've been shot or cut. Right? So he hits her the first time. Bam. Right? Now they scuffling some more. I don't know if she's trying now. Well, she knows she's in a fight for her life. She's trying to do something. He hits her again. Bam. Right? And I think at some point she's probably down, and then he hits her a third time. Bam. And then he calls the police. Because remember, he took her cell phone, so she couldn't call for help. He's got her phone. He has the weapon. They're fighting. He done tagged her 3 times. Then he calls law enforcement, or he calls for help, 911, I'm assuming, to report this. Right? Uber driver taken to the hospital, died as a result of her injuries. First responders took her to the local hospital where she died of her injuries. Brooke had minor injuries, hurting his head and ear as he chased her. So he did chase after her. So he hurt himself. I guess he fell down. He hurt his head. He hurt his ear somehow, chasing after her. Due to there being no active threat presented by Hall at any time during the encounter, and Brooks' failure to contact authorities for assistance while brandishing a firearm, during which he fired and struck Hall multiple times, he was arrested and charged with murder, according to the dispatch. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, they might try to knock that down to manslaughter, but this guy in his mind, he think he's acting in the right. He's protecting himself. He's protecting his family. These people out here trying to get him. Some innocent woman walks up and he tags her 3 times. You know what I mean? And she presented no real threat. That's the key. It's not like she had some sort of weapon. Like maybe she had a knife or some sort of, a taser or maybe a gun of her own. She didn't have anything. She walked into that situation, completely clueless. So he's being held on murder. Again, they might drop that down to manslaughter or something like that as this moves forward. So Uber bans scammers accounts, emphasizing the importance of driver safety. I mean, Uber has to say that. I mean, if Uber really cared about this woman, they would take care of the arrangements. It costs a lot of money to bury somebody these days. If Uber really cared, they should, for PR sakes, take care of all the arrangements. We're gonna get her a nice funeral, get her a nice casket. We're gonna take care of all that. Don't worry. But I'll be surprised if they do. Let's see. Uber says they're assisting law enforcement with the investigation, providing information that could help them solve the case. The company also says they have made contact with Hall's family. The account of the person who instructed Hall to pick up the package from Brooks' residence has been banned from the platform, Uber said. All right. Banned for the platform. Did the police go talk to him first? Can we find out who they are and start tracking them down? This is crazy. Uber says that driver safety is of the utmost importance, citing a number of in-app tools that have been implemented over the last several years to keep all Uber drivers safe, including the emergency button, 911 integration, audio recording, ride check, follow my ride feature, live help, from a safety agent and a newly launched driver safety awareness center. So when I was driving for Uber, they didn't have that. They implemented that, driver location, like panic button thing. They implemented that, but it was tough to get because it was on your phone. So, most Uber drivers will have their phone on the dash. So you got your hands on the wheel, and if someone's sitting behind you and they put a gun to your head, you got to touch that phone to get that help. And one of the things I did notice towards the end of my time with Uber is if you were driving, let's say you were driving someone from A to B, and you get there and they ask you, like, can you please wait? I want to, can you take me to the Burger King on the corner? I just want to run in the house, grab my wallet, come right back out, and we're going to continue down. Okay, sure. Before they didn't have the software wasn't available that you can modify the trip like that back then. So if you were sitting there too long and you didn't, you didn't end the trip, you're at the destination, Uber would send you a text asking you if you were okay. So I do remember that. That was like my last month or so that I was driving for Uber. But now it seems like they have a whole plethora of stuff. But I mean, that's not really going to keep you safe. There's so many Uber drivers getting tagged these days, robbed and assaulted. Um, I just saw a video, some Uber driver was dropping off some girls in O Block in Chicago, and the girls set him up. They got shot at, and then the girls was instructing the guy where to go here, go here. And then they were getting out the vehicle, but they were taking their time, and they called some dude like, come on. It was crazy. I don't know if that driver got out of that unscathed or not. And if you're trying to rob an Uber driver, all he has is the car. It's not like if the guy had money, he wouldn't be driving for Uber, right? I mean, it is what it is. And this poor dude had no idea what was going on. He's listening to these girls, shots are being fired. Why? Because he never been in a situation before. Me? Shots are fired, and I got some hood type people in the car. Y'all coming with me. We going to the police department. I ain't stopping until we get somewhere crowded. Right, y'all coming with me? No, turn in here, man. You high? You want to go in there? Jump out. And no, I'm not slowing down. You riding with me, and it was two girls. Like, nah, bro, y'all coming with me. You want to go back to O Block? Fine, get you another Uber driver. Someone was just busting over here. Luckily, we didn't get hit. They didn't hit my car, so I'm driving to the police department so I can report this. And I'm calling Uber so I can get paid for the rest of the day because I'm not driving no more. And that was one of the things when I was driving Uber. I did not go to the hood. I stayed in the Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, Malibu area, Studio City. I kind of stayed like in the valley. And every now and then you'll pick up somebody from the valley. Maybe you pick up somebody from Van Nuys, and then you're taking them down to South Central. So I would like, oh, okay. Or you're driving them to Marina Del Rey, which is close to South Central. Right. So what I would do in those cases, I get down there, and then you get all kind of requests down there. Start your Uber blow up. Man, I turn the Uber off, man. They get out the car. All right, peace. I'm out. And I drive the hell up out of there. I'll turn the app off, drive until I'm well north of the 10 freeway. Right. And people in LA know what I'm talking about. I'll drive until I'm well north of the 10. Get back up to, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, or whatever, and then I'll turn the app back on. I didn't mess around in the hood because Uber will have you all over the place. And where you go, you just start getting hit. I remember once I was in Culver City, and I pull up. Was I in Culver City? I think I was in Culver City, somewhere in that area. And I pull up. I'm like on Sepulveda, you know what I mean? So somewhere about Centuries, damn, I can't remember cross street. It's like Sepulveda, and I can't remember cross street, but it is what it is. I'm down there, right? You know what I mean? And this girl comes out. She's got 3 kids and 1 car seat. All 3 of them kids needed a car seat. She got 3 kids and 1 car seat. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to take this ride, but at the same time, I don't want to lead this sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to help out. So I went ahead and did it. You know what I mean? Put the baby was in the car seat, and the other toddlers were just kind of sitting there strapped in. I'm like, bro, we're gonna get pulled over. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen, man. I just thought that. And of course, she had to go to the hood. We were going to Inglewood. So drove her down to Inglewood. You know what I mean? We got down there. It was early in the day. I wasn't really worried. She got out the whip. I turned off the app and drove the hell up out of Inglewood. You know what I mean? But it was just stuff like that. You will see it, and right away, I'm like, man, I don't know about this. In my mind, that's just the way my mind works. Most people don't be thinking. Like, I ain't trying to be in nobody's hood, bro. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, Brother Jack Black. Like, that's facts. Uber robs the driver enough. Yeah, Uber doesn't care. They're making money off these drivers. When I first started, they ran a lot of promotional things. Like, if you get so many trips, you'll get a bonus. Because I remember when I first started driving with Uber, it would be like a weekend bonus. So if you drive on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and if you got X amount of trips, X amount of rides, I don't know. I'm just making these numbers up because I can't remember exactly how it went. But They say, okay, you get 100 rides over the next 2 days. We'll give you a $500 bonus. Right? It was like that. And I was like, oh, cool. So I'll see those trips. I'm like, bet I'm gonna go work. They had weekly ones too. Like if you got like 1,000 trips in a week, they'll give you like an $800 bonus or something like that. Uber was paying a lot of money to the drivers. Like they weren't making money. They were trying to get people to use the service. And they didn't have enough drivers. So they would have, peak times, and it would, you'll be out. Like I never drove at 2, 3 in the morning because I didn't want to deal with the drunk people coming out of the clubs. I did that once. I'm like, nah, I won't do it again. Right. I almost had to put my hands on this one dude. He was trying to chase after these 2 drunk girls. They've been buying these girls drinks all night long. Now the girls want to go home. The dudes were trying to get in the car. I'm like, man, get out. This is my girlfriend. Like, get out. Like, this is my girlfriend. Well, she can get out with you too. But you getting out, bro. You know what I mean? And he didn't want to budge until I got out the car. Took the keys out the car, got the car, walked around. By the time I got around to that side of the door, to the back seat, he got out. He, oh, my fault, bro. My bad, bro. Like, yeah, it's about to be on right there. It's about to be on. Right. And the 2 girls were just 2 chicks. They were trying to get on. Like, so the girls closed the door. I got in, started the car, left, dropped them off. The one girl was so drunk, man, she couldn't even walk. Her friend was trying to, like, can you help us upstairs? Like, nah, baby, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I wasn't doing that. Like, I am not helping you 2 drunk ladies get up the stairs. And I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I got them there safe. I'm out. So I didn't drive late at night, but they would have bonuses. Those peak surge. It was called a surge. So you can get a surge, pick up 2 people, right, for a quick trip that would normally cost maybe $12. Doing a surge, it might be $112. Uber was doing that, bro, and people were like complaining about it, but they didn't have enough drivers. And there were people who drove Uber and they only came out at night. They just came out for that because they would the same amount of money I would make in a week, they would make in one night. So, but all that's changed. Uber has plenty of drivers. There's plenty of people out there trying to do it. And now they're making their money. You know what I mean? Brother Pablo in the building. What's good, fam? It's like I call 911 immediately. Not if dude would take your phone, right? So she pops out. She pops out the car, turns the corner. The old man is out there. He got the gun, bro. It's in the picture. Look at the thumbnail. He got the pistol out. Cocked. The hammer is back. He's got an old school 6-shooter. He come out there, man. The hammer is back, bro. And she's like, your first reflex is going to put your hands up. You're just going to put your hands up. Anyone who gets confronted by somebody with a gun, the first thing they do is they put their hands up. Always. It's just ingrained. First thing I would have done is I would have ran. I turn the corner, I see an old man with a gun. I'm gone, bro. I'm gone. He might take a shot at me. It's probably going to miss because I'm moving. It's hard to hit a target, let alone a moving target. I'm gone. I'm gonna hit 2 turns. I'm gonna get on the other side of the building. And when he comes around the corner, I'm gonna tear his ass up because y'all know Uncle Saint is always armed. In Florida. In Ohio, I will be armed too. Same thing in Ohio. I would have been armed if I was a driver. But, I want to get away, but you can only go so far. He's already shooting at you. I'm gonna turn around and meet the threat. But she ain't from that world. Right, Jack Black's like, they take 60%. Talking about Uber now. That's crazy. Uber's taking 60%. But yeah, she's not from that world, man. So, I mean, us here sitting around talking about it's like, yeah, man, first thing I'm going to do is call 911, pull out my phone and call 911. You ain't pulling out jack. Dude got that pistol on you. You're looking down the business end of a weapon, bro. And trust me, I've done that a few times. I've been looking down the barrel a couple times. I wasn't trying to pull out nothing. Even if I was armed, that's not the time to do it. I need a moment when they're not paying attention to me and that weapon is not pointed at my face. You know what I mean? I need a moment where I can, down here in, I think it was Orlando, a woman got carjacked by a guy with a AR style weapon. And it apparently it looks like that she didn't survive the encounter. And she was from Florida, Homestead, Florida. So she was down there way down at the bottom. And they found the vehicle was burned out with a body in it, and they suspected it's her. But yeah, there's video footage of the guy carjacking her. He had the weapon pointed at her. She's in the car, and at one point, the gunman drops the barrel of the weapon to the ground because he's trying to unlock the back door or something. She should have took off. I'm gonna see if I can find that video by the end of this stream. Remind me to look that up, guys. Don't let me forget. Let's see if I can find that video. But bro, when someone pulls a weapon, bro, especially if you're not used to it, if you've never been trained or dealt with it in the hood in your life, you're doing this. Soon as someone pulls out that weapon, you're doing this, bro. You're gonna freeze in your tracks and you're gonna do this. And they're not thinking about running. Me, I'm running if I can. Like, if there's like again the situation, I just got out of the car, so at least my vehicle's there. I know the house is here. If I can make it to the corner of the house, get to the side of the house, or get to my vehicle and put something between me and that weapon, I'm doing that. You can at least get behind the. Now you got time to draw your weapon, and do whatever you got to do. And if all you have is a cell phone, you definitely want to put as much distance as you can from that person with the weapon. You want to get out of their line of sight. Like if you can, if they can't draw a bead on you, they can't hit you. They haven't come up with bullets to go around the corner yet, at least to my knowledge. So you need to, if you're in a situation you're not armed and someone draws a weapon on you, if you can get to some sort of cover and get out of there, you good. Especially if it's an old man. If it's a young person and they draw that weapon on you and they trying to rob you, just give them what they want, bro. Just empty your pockets, man. Give them what they want. They got you. If they got you, they got you. You know what it is. But in this situation, old man comes out the house with a gun. Yeah, I think I'm trying to run. And Brother Pablo was like, yeah, that's a tough decision to make for the woman. 3 kids and 1 car seat. Yeah. yeah. It was, I didn't want to leave her, bro. I didn't want to leave her, man. She had 3 kids and 1 car seat. Like, after the day, I think you should just tell Uber about the situation. I didn't even report her. I could have, because it's on the person who's riding to have the appropriate car seats. It's in the terms of service. So she just would have got in trouble. She wouldn't be able to use Uber. It just would have made her life harder. You know what I mean? I went ahead and bit the bullet that one time. But it was 3 kids, man, 1 car seat. Yeah, like I was like watching YouTube videos for Uber and Lyft drivers is cool. Man, they see some stuff, man. I could tell you some stories, man. Maybe one day we'll do it. Maybe I'll get an Uber driver to come on here and we'll share some stories, bro. Got some cool stories. I got some scary stories. And Brother Jack is saying all they pay is the software and the self-insured, so you don't got to pay more for the commercial insurance, but that's their only overhead. Yeah. I mean, they got labor costs, you know what I mean? They have a corporate headquarters and, they're worldwide. So I'm pretty sure their labor costs are pretty extensive, but they are definitely taking advantage of the drivers, man. Brother Pablo, like, I just got on the stream. That's why I said call 911. Oh, okay. Yeah. You didn't know the whole thing. Yeah, man. Like this particular woman, she's in her 60s. This dude's in his 80s. This whole thing is just so tragic, bro. So tragic. And Uber is talking about, oh, we only care about the drivers, man. They really don't. They really don't. If they cared about this driver, they would take care of her expenses. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that article. Yeah, man, that the old man was being scammed, and this Uber driver was called to go pick up a package from the old man. He thinks this woman is part of the criminals who are scamming him, pulls out his gun. She winds up getting shot 3 times and dies. She had no idea what was going on. The man shoots this woman 3 times, calls the police. Police come to the scene because he said, I shot this person who was trying to rob me. Police get there, right? Take her to get treatment, take her to the hospital. They're talking to the old man. I'm pretty sure he was telling them everything. That's another thing people do, bro. If you shoot someone and you don't have, first of all, if you should have some sort of firearms insurance, right? You should have that. If you're carrying a weapon, you should have some sort of insurance. You shoot someone, they'll tell you don't say nothing. It's part of the package. They're sending an attorney. So they give you a card to hand to law enforcement. You just give them that card. You don't say nothing. Surrender your weapon, sit back, chill out. Let them know I'm going to answer all your questions. Just wait for my lawyer to get here. Oh, why'd you call a lawyer, sir? Give them the card. Here it is. And law enforcement will look at it like, okay, we get it. We get it. Their lawyer will be there. The attorney gets there. Bam. You call to your attorney, tell your attorney what happened, and your attorney will sit in on the interview with the police because they're gonna take you down there. They're gonna take you down to the PD, take you down to the station house, and they got some questions for you. Right? So I'm pretty sure that this old man didn't have that. I'm pretty sure he began to immediately incriminate himself. And the police are I'm sure he was talking when the cops walked up. He was just talking and they just writing stuff down. Right. And then the detective gets there and they find out that the woman didn't make it. And then they're like, okay, sir, stand up, please. turn around, put your hands behind your back. He's like, well, I'm going to jail, but she tried to rob me. We're just gonna take you down here and sort things out. But they already know, like, yeah, you through. Because the police are gonna know, like, man, this woman had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. I mean, it's just one of the things, brother Pablo. I'm not aware of this one. I'm not aware about the Minneapolis, Minnesota Uber lifting. But I know that California did something similar. Uber was trying to unionize. The drivers were trying to unionize, and Uber wanted to block that. And it became a big political issue out in California. That's when I was out there. And Uber won. Uber won that. And the drivers, didn't like it. And the guys who were trying to unionize, of course, were the guys who were fired, let go first. But not necessarily fired. They're independent contractors, and Uber just didn't work. They kicked them off the platform, Uber and Lyft. But yeah, man, like this old man is just telling his story, and I'm pretty sure law enforcement was probably like, I'm sorry that you did what you did, sir, but this woman wasn't a threat, and you hit her 3 times. Like, she wasn't a threat. We got to deal with that, and then as far as being scammed, no one was there trying to take money or property from you. And this old dude didn't realize that Uber is Uber. Like, that's a separate thing. He couldn't put it all together. We don't know, where he was mentally or where he is mentally. This guy's looking at a murder case. He's already 81 years old. Any time he gets is a life sentence for him. And they're gonna have to lock him up. They're not gonna be able to just let him. Well, we're just gonna put him on a monitor and leave him in the house. I don't think Ohio will go for that. The family of the woman who was lost, they're not gonna go for that. He's gonna have to go into an institution. But of course, they have special wings and of the institution for elderly people like that. So, he's gonna end his life, and like his life is gonna end while incarcerated. But what he did was horrific. Absolutely horrific. You know what I mean? It's I get it. Like, the dude is trying to deal with the situation as best he can. But I mean, again, we have these clash of bubbles. We have this clash of generations coming together. Some people just can't handle it. The woman pulling up like that, she's just thinking it's another, whatever, it's just another day. And this guy comes out with a gun. I mean, she probably never in her worst nightmares thought something like that could happen. Me, I'm thinking every day. Every day I'm thinking there's somebody behind me. This dude can reach up with a knife. They could pull out a weapon. I remember driving a guy, pick some dude up, and I could tell, like, this dude's a weirdo. I could just tell he's just a weird guy. Gets in the car, he gets in the back, and he sits behind me. And I'm driving, and I'm like, this dude is behind me. Like, why is he behind me? And I'm like, dude, do me a favor, man, slide over there. I'm trying to get him to slide on. And in his mind, he's just, sitting down. He probably don't know any better. That's probably where he normally sits. I don't know. But like, why I'm 6 feet. The seat's all the way back. Why are you behind me? You can't be comfortable, cuz. Why are you behind me? The other seats already pulled all the way up to the front. I didn't let people ride in the front with me unless if it was more than 2, I will let the third person ride in the front with me. But it was just, y'all get in the back. Y'all get back there. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's a dangerous proposition, bro. Dangerous. This poor woman walked into this situation. Now, here's the thing: if they find the scammers, which I doubt, I hope they find them. I hope they can find these scammers. If they find these scammers, what do they charge them with? I wonder how that works. Are these people, in fact, responsible for setting in motion the events that led to someone losing their life? I wonder, man, I wish I had an attorney here to answer that. I wonder what's going to happen if, in fact, they find the scammers. And a lot of this, too, is like older people living alone, bro. In today's world, they need help to negotiate today's world. Like, y'all know old folks like your grandparents or just your old neighbors or whatever. Yo, man, look in on them. Like my mom and them, they're all at home, so they all got each other. But sometimes there's people, they ain't got nobody. Look in on them. Like, what's going on? What are you doing? There's a story of there was an old man going into CVS or Walmart or yeah, one of those places, Walgreens, Walmart, something like that, buying a whole bunch of, he bought a whole bunch of gift cards. And then he's in the car and he's sitting there and he doesn't know what to do with these gift cards. And it just happened to be a deputy sheriff just happened to be sitting there, pulled up, saw the guy come. He saw all this. So he goes up to the car, like, pardon me, sir. And he starts talking to the old man. And sure enough, it was a scam. It was a scam. And the deputy was able to stop the scammer from getting the money. Guy called, deputy got on the phone, guy hung up or whatever. And they were, just took the gift cards back in and he got a refund for his money or whatever. And the old man was just like so grateful because he just didn't know what was going on. They said something about his granddaughter needing money and go here and get these gift cards and send them there. He didn't know, and just think of all the times that the people, they got scammed because there was no one there to help them. Yeah, that California vote. Yeah, Pablo said he voted no on that. A lot of people voted no on that, bro. And yeah, they weren't able to unionize Uber and Lyft back then. So yeah, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that video of the woman who was carjacked. Torsha's still going. Her show is still going. Good for her. Let's find that woman carjacked. Yep, here it is right here. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see this thing. And let me get it set first. Yeah, so this poor woman was carjacked and then turned up later. It seems like she turned up in a vehicle that was burned out and it was terrible. She actually lost her life. But there's definitely something we can learn from this situation, man. Let's pull this up. So when you're dealing with someone, and guys, I want to just start off by saying that I'm no expert in this matter. I'm just giving you my take on things and how you might want to move. But when you're dealing with a situation where someone has the drop on you, someone has a weapon, right? There's almost always an opportunity for you to try to make your escape. There might be a moment where you can make a break for it or do whatever you're going to do. You just got to pay attention and your mind has to be clear. Normally when people walk up on you and they have a weapon or something, they're not pros. They're careless, they're clumsy, they don't know what they're really doing. Right. And there's opportunities where, you might be able to get away. You might be able to do some stuff. So let's check this out. I'm not going to play the sound, but this is the poor woman who lost her life. It was a carjacking slant kidnapping. So here it is. This is the video. You see how the guy has he's pointed the weapon at her. He's on the car door trying to get it. And right there, he gets her door open. The weapon is pointed down. Right. So at this point right here, so you're going to be scared. You're going to look up and there's someone with a weapon on you. Your doors are locked. He's trying to get in. Right. And in this particular case, I believe the woman had already called her husband, say, I think these people are following me. Right. So she kind of knew these people were behind her. Something wasn't right. Right. They get out the vehicle. They had to get out the vehicle to get to her. So I'm assuming they were in the green vehicle, whatever color that is. They had to jump out of that vehicle and run up on her vehicle. She's at an intersection. When you see somebody coming at you with a gun, leave. That's the first time. Like, you could go. You see them coming, man, hit it. Run through that intersection, bro. If you hit somebody, you hit them. Keep driving. Go straight to the police department. Just go. It does not matter, man. Hit them. She's number one. She's in the perfect position to get away. She's in the far left lane, of course, but she's number one. There's no one in front of her. Even now, the cars are moving, right? They're passing in front of her and off her left. She could just make a hard right and go. Even with this guy with the door open, you just make that hard right and go. And if he wants to start busting, fine. But you got your foot on the gas. So first thing you see him coming at you, drive off. That's the first thing. Second thing, they get to the door, they're trying to get in. They got the weapon pointed at you. They got the weapon pointed at you. They're trying to get in, right? So the weapon may be pointed at you, but their eyes are looking somewhere else. Right. So they're doing whatever. That's an opportunity to go. And then surely when the weapon drops down, when he finally got the door open, the weapon dropped down, should have hit it. Should have hit it. I'd have been gone. Right. So, and as you can see, he's in the vehicle. The back door is open right there, right there, right there. He's in the front, unlocking the door. Her driver's door is open. He's unlocking the door. Then he dropped the weapon down. Right? He dropped the weapon down. I hit the wrong button. And that was a perfect opportunity for her to get up out of there. When he dropped that weapon down, let me see if I can find that video again, guys. I hit the wrong button. Right? So when your opportunity comes, you got to jump on it. Like you got to pay attention to what's going on. When your opportunity comes, you got to jump on it. So right there, you see him. He's trying to get her to unlock the door. He's pointing the weapon at her. He reached inside right there. Right there. He opened her door. Right? He opened her door. And he dropped the weapon to his side. Man, she should have been standing on that gas, bro. She should have been peeling off and pulling to the right. That's your opportunity to go right there. Right there. And then it continues. He unlocks the doors. The weapon is pointed down right there. Right there. Her door is open. He unlocks the back door. The weapon's pointed down. He takes a step and a half so he can open the back door. Gone. You should be gone. But I'm pretty sure she panicked. Now he's in the car. Right here. She could have jumped out. And that was the third opportunity. He got into the vehicle behind her. He just shut the door. She could have opened the door and just started running and scream. Just run and scream and run in between traffic and just help me. They got guns. Somebody would have opened their door and let her jump in the car and smashed out. Somebody would have. Right? You know, or the dude would have started shooting, but just, man, just run. Now you're running for your life. But there are opportunities when someone comes at you, there are opportunities. Now, if they were trained, these guys knew what they were really doing, like true professionals, it'd have been two of them. One of them would have been right at the in front, driver, you know, kind of driver side of the car, pointing the weapon right at you, while the other one was doing stuff. And just know in that you got a problem. You got two people know what they're doing. You got a problem, right? Or they could have just snatched her out the vehicle and put her in their vehicle. If you're dealing with pros, they're gonna move way different. These dudes are absolutely amateurs, just gangsters. So whenever you find yourself in these type situations, right? If someone just wants to rob you, they got the drop on you, man, give them your phone, give them your money, whatever. Right? If you think that they're gonna do something to you more than just rob you, throw the valuables down. They're gonna look down and go get it, and that's when you can run away. Right? But if it's just they coming up, they trying to rob you, whatever, man, give them, hey, here you go. There you go. And they're grabbing the stuff and you just backing away. But if someone's trying to kidnap you, there's going to be opportunities for you to get away because they're not going to be focused on that weapon 100% of the time. They're going to be trying to do other things. And when their eyes come off of you and they're doing other things, that's a moment, even if the weapon is still pointing at you, that's a moment where you can kind of hit it and get up out of there. But certainly when that weapon drops down and they're doing something, their eyes are somewhere else and that weapon drops down, man, smash on the gas and just go. I don't care what you hit. Bounce off everything. I don't care. You in an SUV or whatever you in, man, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Right? But the key to all that, man, is just keeping your wits about you. You know what I mean? Easy for me to say. I know. I've been in those situations. Easy for me to say. Because the first few times I was in a situation when people shooting, you know what I mean, or people running up on you, putting guns in your face, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I froze. I didn't know what was going on. I froze. But after that, I knew what time it was. I see you coming. To this day, I see you coming. You walk up on me and I don't see you, I get mad at myself. How did I miss that? But yeah, that's all I want to talk about there. You know what I mean? And brother Pablo, yeah, man, the gift card scam. Like I like watching those YouTube videos. Yeah, the gift card scams, bro. When you see it, there's so many scams out there, man. And YouTube is good for at least getting this information out there. You know, like all these different phishing scams just going on. People calling. This was big in California. They would call and say that they were the police department and you had you owe back parking tickets or something, and you can wind up going to jail. Send us $50 and we can get rid of the tickets or something like that. Very elementary stuff, but it worked on some people. You know what I mean? Bro, blah, blah, he said, yeah, you use Lyft because you get a discount due to his disability. Therefore, I tip the driver big time. Yes, sir. That's good. You should always be tipping. Should be tipping the drivers if you can. If you can. Times are starting to get tough, y'all. Starting to get rough out here. There's going to be more scams. There's going to be people, you know, more brazen robberies and stuff like that, home invasions. There was a home invasion in Newport Beach, California, which is like a very, very richy neighborhood, where the homeowner actually was able to stop the home invaders with his gun. You know, I mean, he engaged one dude, shot him, and then the other dude got away. I don't know if he hit the other guy, but you know, law enforcement came or whatever, and apparently it wasn't a random home invasion. The guys who were doing the home invasion had some sort of relationship with the people who lived there. But like I said a long time ago, as the economy gets bad, as more and more things get expensive and the purchasing power goes down, people are going to go out there and try to get it, man. Point blank, period. You're going to start seeing more and more of these things, man. It's just going to happen. It's going to be carjacking is going to come back home. There's going to be a lot of muggings that are going to go up nationwide, right? You're going to see a lot of home invasions come back, right? And you're going to see a spike in drug use. So drug dealers are going to be out here getting it. And you're going to see more D-boys getting robbed. I mean, this is the cycle, y'all. This is the cycle. So you got to be smart. If you out there, you driving for Uber and you don't know what's in these packages, y'all better find out what's Uber going to do if you get caught transporting somebody's pack from A to B and the police are watching that pack. What are you going to do if you get pulled over and somebody posing as the police pulls you over and takes your package or whatever? You're going to have somebody looking for you, right? Or the real police pull you over and they take the package and it does have something in there illegal. You're going to have to deal with that. What is Uber going to do? Right, that be careful with that. I tell people all the time, I ain't taking no package, but if you want to get in the car with the briefcase and I'll take you over here and whatever, I can bring you back, whatever y'all want to do. But you ain't putting that bag in here with me. You ain't putting that briefcase in here with me. I'm sorry, bro. We're not doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, brother, I was like, I really can't run, so give them what they want is great advice. Even if you can run, right, in a robberies type situation, they just want your stuff, man. Give them your watch, man. Give them your chain. They got you. They got you, bro. Don't make them rush you, bro. They don't want to do that. They know what crimes they're committing. They committing a robbery with a gun. They know how much time they're looking at, bro. That's more time just because they got the gun. And they're felons, so they probably already got a record, so they ain't even supposed to have the gun. So they know it's even more time on top of that. Man, just give them what they're looking for, bro. They ain't really trying to take your life. Right? But hey, brother Pablo, man, I don't care if someone's trying to kidnap you, man, and there's a moment when they ain't pointing that gun at you, bro, and you can roll down the hill or something, bro, do what you got to do, get up out that situation and scream and yell and get help, man. Get some help. Brother Cody is King is in the building. What's good, fam? He's like, yeah, well, it's election year, so of course crime is going to go up. You know what I mean? I see you, bro. You know, the White House wants crime to go down. The incumbent president wants the crime to go down, and whoever's trying to get into the White House wants the crime to go up and the economy to go bad. You know, it is what it is, man. But it's, bro. Oh, you in the Bay Area, bro? All them hills. Ooh, Bay Area. I see you, man. It's crazy up in the Bay. There's a lot of crime up there, bro. Be careful up there, brother. I'm serious. Be careful up there. It's a lot of crime up there, man. I mean, you just can't even park your car down there in San Francisco, Oakland area. Well, San Francisco, without somebody smashing your windows out, bro. It's been like that for years. But yeah, man, you got to be careful out here. If you're driving for Uber, just be think of the worst case scenario. Be thinking of your out. You know, this poor woman goes to this man's house and he comes out the house with a gun. She wasn't thinking about that. And he and winds up getting shot 3 times over something that she knew nothing about because some scam artist was had this old man all confused. This is just a horrific story. Like, this old man ain't getting out of jail, and that poor woman, she's gone forever, and her family has to, pick up the pieces. It's terrible. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I just wanted to cover that today, guys. I'll definitely be back tomorrow, or maybe even later tonight, man. It's, we're trying to get Sister Torsha over here. Remember, Thursday we're going to be talking about autism. That should be a pretty cool show. Outside of our norm, I know, but we're just trying to, have some informative shows on stuff that most people ain't talking about. And this is Autism Awareness Month. So, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get that popping. We got JQ gonna be in the house for that, and one of her friends. So and then tomorrow I got some ideas. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna go with, but I got a couple ideas about tomorrow, what we're gonna be talking about. Definitely gonna be talking about some dating stuff. I might even break down that quick panel show idea with Torsha today. I had a dude on there who was talking about Black Pill, and I might just break that down, because that guy right there is like so many dudes in the bottom 80. Like, they just don't even want to do the work to get better and be seen by women. They're completely happy to sit back, be unseen, and then jump on a panel show every now and then to get a woman to look at them. And this dude was even talking fly to Torsha, and she lit his ass up. So yeah, maybe we'll break that down tomorrow. We'll break down the Black Pill and my thoughts on what's going on with that. You know what I mean? Definitely, you're right about that, Brother Penny. There are no winners in that situation with that old man and that 60-year-old Uber driver. You know what I mean? Scorpio Rising, what's good, fam? Welcome. So yeah, tomorrow we'll talk a little bit. I'll get my thoughts on the Black Pill. That's what we'll do. We'll do a show. We'll talk about the Black Pill, man, and try to, I'll get my thoughts on that. Hopefully we get some guys over here from the Black Pill world. Maybe they will jump up and talk about it. It'll be a pretty good show. That'll be tomorrow, 6 p.m. And then Thursday we have the autism show. Friday I'll probably be doing something late. I haven't done a drunk insane episode in a while, so maybe I'll go out, do a little drinking, and talk a little bit about it. And Brother Paul is like, I'm out looking forward to more videos on the Uber experiences, man. I'll do one. I'll definitely do one, bro. Maybe I'll do that Friday. Come home, drunk saint. We'll talk about some of my Uber times. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff that I saw, and boy, I got some good stories for you. So, all right, I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. Terrible situation, man. This poor woman lost her life. She didn't have to. This old man pretty much lost the rest of his life. He's going to die in an institution, all because of some scammer out there was trying to make a quick buck, man. It's just horrible. I hope law enforcement catches up with the scammers. They probably won't. And it is what it is. If you guys out there doing that, gig economy stuff, man, if you Ubering and Postmating and all that kind of stuff, be careful, guys. Be careful. You know what I mean? I can't stress that enough. So yeah, that's it. I gotta go. Hope y'all enjoyed that, man. This was cool. I will see y'all tomorrow right here, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And you might, who knows, you might see me on somebody else's panel show or whatever. Definitely talking to Sister Torsha over there and some other people. And if you do see me, jump on there, man, and show some love, man. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to get that 150 back, man. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to where we were before YouTube took those subs from us, man. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.